Okay, this is my granddaughter's steamer trunk that I made for her back in 2018, and she didn't have a place to put it, so I've been storing it all this time. And one of my clumsy days, I accidentally poked a hole in the metal top. That's sheet metal, embossed sheet metal. So it's not deep, but it's very unsightly and very unprofessional. So today we're going to fix that. Try to. Okay, first thing I'm going to try to do is take an assortment of screwdrivers. See, this is a 1/4-inch plywood base for the curvature, and then I fiberglassed it, and then I glued the sheet metal to it. So it's pretty, it's fairly robust. So I've never done this before, so we're going to see how it goes. I hate this. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. One of my clumsy moments. But see, you can't get one side up without damaging the other. That's not going to work. Well, at least it's flush anyway. But see, if it wasn't glued to the fiberglass, it might have just popped right up. And this is going to be aggravating, I'm telling you right now. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. Now if I can just get both sides to come up like that, which I doubt very seriously, yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Alright, here's what we're going to do. And there's a dimple right here that I would really like to get up. If I was on the internet, there'd be like 25 people already saying, "Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that?" And nobody's actually ever done it before. So, okay, that's fairly flush right there. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I've got a Dremel tool, one of the cheap Harbor Freight Dremel tools, but it sure is handy. So if you are ever in Harbor Freight, pick up a little Dremel tool. It's got a lock button that you can lock the shaft for changing the bits, and it's a 110 volt. No, it's not cordless. It's a plug-in. It's got adjustable speeds. There's your on-off button. That's low. And high. So we're going to put it on like a medium and bring this down to bare metal. Now the reason I'm doing this is because there are several layers of polyurethane on this metal. I rusted it on purpose first with vinegar. Give it a rusty patina. And then I got like 2 or 3 coats of polyurethane. Brush on, not aerosol. I brushed on the polyurethane right out of the can. So I want to get this down to bare metal because I've got some epoxy that I'm going to put in here. 2-part epoxy paste. Okay, we've got that nice and roughed up. We've got the poly removed. I've got some 2-part epoxy. It'll be black or dark gray whenever I get it all mixed together. So we'll come back in a minute when I get that mixed up. Okay, what I'm using is JB Weld steel stick. It's steel reinforced epoxy putty. And I've used it before, and I know that I've got about 30 minutes before this stuff starts to get uncontrollable. But see, it's just like that. So first of all, I'm going to clean my fingers up a little bit. A little bit of alcohol. And just get my surface contaminants off of here. We'll leave it like that. Alright, we're going to take a little bit of putty. We're going to press it down, and that's going to fill that void. I can hear the internet people saying that. Well, what I would do, what I would try, and you're sitting on their recliner like watching the episode of Survivor, thinking, this is what I would do. And when this is dried, I'll do some creative texturing and paint it. Do some creative painting. Alright, don't want to get too much on there now. And have all your tools ready that you think you might need. Alright, that's fairly flush. What I would do, you might want to try this. I've never done it before, but you might want to try this. Well, buddy, I got some of this textured metal left over. I can send you a piece. And you show us, you make yourself a video, and you show us what you can do in your shop with your skill sets. Chances are you don't have any skill sets, dude. Oops, it's getting hot. We're not even going to have 30 minutes. This thing's starting to warm up now, and it is hard. But you can tell the difference. You know, you can tell when it's starting to warm up. So that's that. So let's take a wire brush and just do a little bit of texture. While it's still malleable. But after I sand it, probably all that texture will go away anyway. But we shall see. Alright, it's flush anyway. It's flush. Alright, in about a couple of hours I'll dabble on some primer of some kind, whatever I got that'll, I think, will stick to this. Then I'll mix up some custom bronze paint, which it looks like it would match on this, and we'll hand paint all this detail back on there. Alright, let's see how it goes. Be back in a couple of hours. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I got a small wire brush for the Dremel. I've got Harbor Freight magnifying glasses, so I'll use that so I can see what I'm doing. And I've got the studio lights, portrait lights, so let's see what we can do here. So there won't be a pronounced sharp edge. So you don't want it to look like bubble gum stuck to it. It's a little bit tougher than it looks. Let's change bits here. Let's try this one. I've probably got 100 of different type of bits for Dremel tool that I've collected over the years. And we turn it on. Select your speed. And you hold it like a pencil. Okay. It's textured. Turn that off. Put it aside. Alright, now then. If I was if I closed my eyes, I could not feel the patch. So it's nice and level, or not level, but it's flush with the rest of it. So let's go find some paint and see what we can do with paint. Stay tuned. Okay, it's been 48 hours since the patch. So what I've done, this is it so far. That's the best I can do. From a distance, just by looking at it, you can't tell it. But when the camera zooms in like this, it sticks out like a sore thumb. But anyway, it's done, and I'm going to put a coat of floor grade satin polyurethane. over the whole shebang. I'm going to do the whole top so that the finish will look the same on the whole trunk. You know, instead of just trying to feather in the paint, I mix up just enough paint of the original rusted color, and I airbrushed it on with an airbrush. You know, taped off the wood part, and sprayed it with the airbrush. The airbrush is a nifty little tool to have. So we're going to do the rest of the panels. It'll only take a minute and it'll be well worth the effort. Look at here, I can't even tell. You know, when the satin finish dries, you'll have an even sheen and you won't see that spot at all. So all in all, I think it's a successful patch. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, it is very much appreciated. And this is it, the finished project. See, you can't even tell where the damage is. For a 19-year-old young lady, you're going to put a bunch of blankets on it anyway. And this is what I made her a few years ago. And of course you'd like to see the inside of it, right? Of course. Alright, that lock does not work. It's just there for looks. Now the latches work. And it does not slam. It's got gas struts on each side. And a cedar tray that comes out. Thanks for watching, and always again, it is very much appreciated.